is, okay? First things first, this video is going to be about PvP. Not too in-depth, but I want to teach you guys a few things. Let's say these guys are not Yellow Kingdom. Let's say they're bad guys. The first thing you do is scout an opponent. You click on him. What we see here, let's say this is an enemy. His power level is 42,000. That's the first indicator on whether or not the fight is a good idea. Nextly, it shows like what house they're from, their name, their picture. It shows what city they live in. That's all cool, but that's not useful. Here's the really important stuff. This right here, level 12, that is the level of his castle. Now remember, to get gold units, your castle has to be a level 13, because that is the castle level at which you unlock the Academy level 4. And the Academy level 4 gives you access to the upgrades that unlock gold units. And for gold units, you will need 34 upgrades. Now let's look at this last icon, where the sword. What this tells me is this guy's most upgraded unit is the swordsman. He's human, it's a swordsman, and he's got 23 upgrades on it. See, this commander's strongest unit is the footman with 23 upgrades in its research branch. That is how you know what you're up against. If a guy's main focus is on a certain unit, that unit is going to be what you should worry about when you fight him. So you can see when you're going to fight somebody. Look at this guy. His castle level's 13. The amount of upgrades needed to unlock a gold unit is 34. When they have 34 upgrades on a unit, that is the unlock for the gold. So if I had to fight this guy, I would say, castle level 13, 51,000 power, gold archers. This guy might be dangerous. That's the first thing, scouting. But secondly, and that's the most important thing, but I want to show you guys something. This is how you crush opponents that are much stronger than you. I have all my heroes that I can built to make my army better. My Avalon, I was maxing out my army recently, so he has on this full set. But normally you probably just want to go for the 3-piece to give him the 3-piece bonus here, as you can see, which will give him a +8 command. And the other 3 slots you can use for other more powerful items. But when you're maxing out your army, you want a full gear Avalon, because it will buff his natural leader ability all the way up. But notice, my Avalon has, as high as I can get it at the moment, Ardent Aura, which gives all my humanoid units increase to their max hit points, and command increases the hit points. So on Avalon, naturally, I focus on getting his command as high as I possibly can. Now, moving on. On my Virion, I've got his Crusader shield as high as I possibly can, because when my humanoid units, or just my units period, when they go into a morale boost, they get a shield for the duration of that morale boost, and they take a lot less damage. They take reduced damage. Okay, that's good. Who's next? Okay, my Grims. Notice, I have no suppression fire on my Grims. Never mind that suppression fire. Look what I got. Ammo wagon. This is giving all of my troops more ammo, and my primary troop is my riflemen, my snipers, my sharpshooters. I just call them snipers, but they're sharpshooters. It gives them more ammo. Okay. Reload. In the middle of the fight, I can use this ability, even though it costs 1 energy, and give my ammo users more ammo, allowing them to keep the burst damage going. Siege Mastery did not have an effect in that battle you just saw me in, but if you did not know this, check this out. Your blasters, rocketeers, rocketmen, whatever you want to call them, look, they are a siege weapon. Area of effect damage, dealing massive damage to building type units. They are a siege weapon, and they are part of my army. Sometimes I use them. So, if you notice, on my Grims, I have that as my 3rd primary ability. Increases the damage and max hit points of all allied siege weapons. So there you go. Even though I don't use cannons or catapults, any kind of siege weapon like that, I do use rockets. So lastly here, Gafgar. Gafgar's a hero I've never had. Notice he's the highest. Here's something to look at. He is the highest level of all my heroes. He is my primary focus. It's not Avalon, who's the best hero in the entire game, by the way. It's not Virion or Grims. He's the general of the dwarves. No, it's Gafgar. I'm taking him to level 21st. Here's why. Look at his abilities. Startling Blow I got, it's just a one of. Just get the one of. Because he has a 25% chance of dealing 120 damage to nearby enemies and stunning them for 3 seconds. That's good. Why not put 1 point into that? But mostly we want to focus on buffing our army. So we've got Repairman. Gafgar is a gifted mechanic. When he's on the battlefield, all allied mech units have their max hit points increased by 10%. And I'm going to further increase that as much as I can. That buffs my mechs, my frontline unit, allowing them to stay in the fight longer. Notice here's the extra bit on this ability. Command increases the max hit points. Now look at my Gafgar's command. Notice I'm literally wearing 3 pieces of Avalon set just to get this 3-piece bonus to command, because it literally affects the hit points of my mechs. That is how you win battles, guys, by optimizing your hero builds, your armies, their abilities to make your army more powerful. Lastly, we have Temporary Repair. Costs 1 energy, okay. But Gafgar repairs all mech units as well as himself. Repaired mech units will recover a fixed amount of HP over a period of 12 seconds. Now, you might not play Dwarf. You might play Lich. You might play Human. You might play Dwarfs, and this is great. But there's a bigger point to this, and it's just the attention to detail. This guy can cause my mechs to heal for around 12 seconds. Stamina increases the efficiency of the healing abilities. Look at this. What is this? He's got 25 stamina. I am pumping the stamina into this guy through items and through stamina cards, everything, because the stamina is going to make this ability, which a lot of times I use right at the start. I'm sorry, this ability. The stamina is going to increase the healing efficiency. That is how you crush players with more power than you. Your attention to details. The way I'm building my heroes, guys. The way you got to look at all this stuff. It makes a difference. I mean, I'm sure it also helps this guy has 25 might. But really, it's about the army. It's not about the heroes. And that is really what I wanted to show you guys in this video. Now, when we go back, just to end this video, if we go back, if it's still there, because my guys are very active. Our house is like insane. Okay, cool. Because I guess after so many videos, so many activities here, they get pushed out of the list. But it's still there. So let's watch one more time, and maybe it'll make more sense. Remember, this player is literally 105,000 power. Mine is 62,000. Now as we watch, it'll make more sense. Right away, I use my Temporary Repair, which is healing my mechs, and it's healing them a lot more than it normally would because it is buffed so much. Not to mention my mechs have extra health already because of the other abilities I'm specializing in. My snipers have more ammo than they normally would because I'm specializing in that, because that is my army. Strengthening your army, giving your army buffs is the most effective thing you can do. And that was a piece of cake. We lost literally just about nothing. We lost nothing. 3 mechs, okay, cool. I'll replace them to crush, you know, a player that's got around 43,000 more power than me. Now, you know, just to be fair, he was around like 90-something thousand when I fought him. The reason why is because Rome had just like crushed a large portion of his bronze army. So he was slightly weakened. He wasn't at the full 105,000 that he was when he first was attacking and we had to fight him. But that's it for today, guys. I just wanted to show you guys it's all about optimizing your army and doing as much as you can to make the units that you've decided to use as your strategy, those are the units that you need to, you might want these, you know, arrow volley, suppression fire, blizzard, these different things. You know, you might want your Gazul to have Soulless Scourge maxed out. But if you're an undead army, get the buff for the undead. I mean, not that anybody plays on undead, they're not viable right now in the current meta, but the point is, whatever your strategy is, focus on buffing those units, and you know, as a result, making your strategy stronger. That's all for today, guys. This is OG Boss, and that is how you crush a much stronger player. Have a good day. See y'all in the next one.